Edomite, Amalekite, Moabite, Ishmaelite, all the other nations, right? They all mixed together. Because we know Esau always mixed with Ishmael. That, listen, even Herod, I think Herod's mother was Arab. She was Ishmaelite, right? And if I get a little bit of time, I'm address that too, right? He say, our inheritance is turned to stranger, our house is to alien. So right now, today, Babylon the Great, aka the United Snakes of America, they use the word alien about immigration. These are alien, blah blah blah. Guess what? They are the real alien. We ain't no alien. The earth was designed because of us. Everything you see on the earth was set and created because of the Israelite. The reason why we don't have part in ruling the world today is because of our sin. Nothing else. It's because of our sin, our iniquity. Right? So let's see what the Mosai said through YAHAWAH Mashiach. Luke 21:24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captive. Who? The so-called blacks, Latino, and Native Indian. Now, at this time, you have a remnant of the Northern Kingdom. Right? Because some people think that, oh, all Northern Kingdom were taking slaves. Yeah, the majority, but there were some remnant. There were some remnant of Northern Kingdom in Jerusalem. There's some remnant. That's why when you go to West Africa, right, country like Nigeria, Benin, Togo, you see people that look like the Native Indian. You see people that look like the Latino. Yeah, but they were born and raised all more than like 1,000 years in West Africa, leading from the father to, and the list goes on and on. There were remnant, a small remnant that were left right there. Those were the ones that Christ, we were calling the Samaritan. The Samaritan were the rescue, the leftover of the Northern Kingdom. The bulk of them, the majority were taken. Because the Mosai say, well, when we go in the book of Ecclesiastes, they say there should not be an end of all the people. The Mosai left a remnant among Southern Kingdom, among Benjamin, Judah, and Levi. The proof is what? We know there was a prophet. Let's go to the book of Luke, I think, too. Okay? I'm a prove it because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know, right? That's why we got to study. We got to look for the word of the Most High to make sure we learn it, right? So, though you listen to a brother or a sister, you watch the video, you got to do diligence. You got to be diligent where you yourself, you go read it. You go research to make sure, right? The Holy Spirit is the one that gives you understanding. It's the Holy Spirit mainly, right? The brother can break it down to you 25 times and some people still don't get it. They don't understand. So let's read. I just want to prove that there were Northern kingdoms still in Jerusalem, but they were living in the land of Samaria. Some were living in Samaria. Some were living in Jerusalem, Judea. A lot of them, they married Judah, and Judah married some of them. Vice versa. Because we're the same nation. So let's keep in mind. This is the book of Luke, chapter 2, and verse 36. And there was one Anna. So let's keep in mind. And there was one Anna, a prophetess. So she was a prophetess. She was a righteous sister, a righteous mother, four-mother. So let's keep that in mind. Righteous. Okay, she feared the Most High. And there was one Anna. Like you see Northern Kingdom, the name is Anna. You see a lot of Northern Kingdom, they love to be named Anna. You notice that, right? Let's see. It's a prophetess, the daughter of Phanuel, of the tribe of Asher. You see, of the tribe of Asher. So is Asher Judah? No. Is Asher Benjamin? No. Is Asher Levite? No. Is a tribe apart. So Asher, in Jerusalem, I thought all Northern Kingdom were gone through the Assyrian captivity. No, it was not all. The bulk, definitely the bulk were taken. The bulk were taken. But you have a remnant, the Most High always live there. That's not the most, sometimes we think we want to come out with our own breakdown thing. No, man, the Most High, He already break down everything. All we got to do is be patient and seek through the word of the Most High, and the Most High will give us understanding. Right? He said, and there was one Anna, a prophetess, the daughter of Phanuel, of the tribe of Asher. So she was of the great age, and had lived with an husband 7 years from her virginity. And she was a widow of about 4 years. Imagine, 4 years. So she only spent 7 years with her husband, right? And her husband passed away. And she stayed, meek, humble, dedicated to the Most High. She didn't commit adultery. She didn't run after other men trying to get a new husband. Because that's the spirit of our women, our sister today. They're quick. If the husband died, they're quick to go look for another man. They don't like go within themselves, talk to the Most High, pray and fast, ask the Most High, what does the Most High want them to do? What is the next steps? What life they should be having after the loss or the death of the husband? So this sister, just as the prophetess Judith, same thing. Good example, just as Anna, right? Judith was before Anna. So Anna, she did the same thing. And Anna, she only spent 7 years with her husband, then her husband died. And after that, she's been a widow. For how long? 4 years. 1 score is 20 years. 1 score is 20 years. So she's been widow for 84 years. How many of our sister or mother can stay like that today? How many? How many? Let's take a look. Let's be honest to each other. These are the examples that we're giving to our sister, mainly the woman. Please, humble yourself. Don't seek to be equal to the man. That's doctrine of devil. That the woman, that the feminist movement, garbage, all these things. You want equal, right? You want equal salary. Why in the Bible does the Most High say we got to do that? Why in the Bible? That's Christianity. You see what I'm saying? That's doctrine of the devil. That's doctrine of Satan. Okay? From the beginning, the Most High made woman to be under the man. Even though there was no sin, the woman would be under the man because the man was the first that was created. It's plain and simple. It's not complicated. The reason why people want to argue is because they lack wisdom, because the Holy Spirit is not dealing with them. Right? You see that? So she was a widow 84 years. She just served the Most High the rest of her life. She didn't go off. She didn't look for any husband. No, man. You see, these are examples that our sister got to be walking after. Please, this is example. And this is love right here, man. Right? Let's continue. He said, which departed not from the temple. She was always in the temple. She was always in the spirit, in the law, the commandment. She was in the temple with the priest in Jerusalem, right? Departed not from the temple, you see, but served YAHAWAH. YAHAWAH with fasting. She was fasting and prayer night and day. Imagine that. Imagine for 84 years. This is Northern Kingdom. Righteous Northern Kingdom woman. Okay? Righteous Northern Kingdom woman. Imagine that. That's beautiful to read. And this was the Samaritan. And that was a conversation between YAHAWAH Mashiach and one of the Northern Kingdom. That's where the Northern Kingdom was testified to YAHAWAH Mashiach. Listen, I'm from the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? He said, this is the well of our forefather. In this mountain, our forefather prayed, they worship the Most High. But you, the Jew, you say we got to go to Jerusalem. Right? Because that's where the difference between the Jew, like the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom, there was always this barrier. They're always fighting, arguing, battle, like you see today. Latino against blacks against Latino. But once we wake up in the truth, we can have that spirit. We got to love our brother. We got to love our sister. We got to love the so-called Latino and the so-called Native Indian and the so-called black. We got to love one another with the same race, with the same people. It's because of our sin, our iniquity, that we look on us as if like we're enemy. We're different. Right? Our father is Jacob. Our father is Abraham. Our father is Isaac. Right? We got to love one another. Right? So that was the proof. He said with fasting and prayer night and day. She was there night and day. She didn't go off. She didn't went to the club. She didn't went and dance bachata, reggaeton, maluma, jiba. None of those things, man. She was righteous. Keeping the law, the commandment of her body was clean. She didn't commit no adultery. She didn't commit no fornication. She was not Catholics, okay? She was not evangelical. None of those things, man. None. Cut it out. He said, and she coming in that instant gave thanks likewise unto the Lord and spake of him to all them that look for redemption in Jerusalem. So this northern kingdom, he prayed, he prophesied unto all Israel. This sister, righteous woman, man, beautiful. And this is Latino. It's so-called Latino today. It's so-called Hispanic today. Okay? And when they have performed all things according to the law of the Lord, they return into Galilee to their own city, Nazareth. So you see that? That's the point. Right? So let's go back to Luke 21 and 24. Luke 21, 24. To still prove it that, guess what? Our heritage, our motherland, Jerusalem, Zion has been given into the hand of the enemy because of our iniquity. And that's what we're lamenting right here with our prophet, our forefather, the prophet Jeremiah, in the book of Lamentations chapter 5. He said, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, right? And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem, that's why the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native, we've been scattered throughout the fucking of this earth. We're in West Africa, part of Central Africa, part in South Africa. We got part in the North Africa. Okay, you got part in East Africa. Okay, you got part in Brazil, Latin America, in the Caribbean. You got part of our people living in Europe. You got part of our people living in Asia, Middle East, and the list goes on and on and on. We're the Israelites. We scattered, right? He said, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentile, the other nation, of the synagogue of Satan, those that claim that they are Jews, but they are not. Okay? Until the time of the Gentile be fulfilled. So this is the time right now. Bear with me. I want to check on my camera quick. Right? Until the time of the Gentile be fulfilled. Right? Until the time be fulfilled. Right? Let's keep that in mind.